Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new, great video to start off with. If you're not new, it's still a great video to start off with, because today, y'all, we are closer than close. This video, we're talking about 2 weeks before my estimated last frost date and what seeds we are starting. So you already know I'm hype. I'm already hype, okay? Because y'all, it don't get closer than this. The closest it's gonna get is tomorrow, but we ain't in tomorrow, we in today. So today is seed starting day, and I'm like, look, if I had some confetti and some balloons, I'd cue them right about now, because we are that close. And this is gonna be the last video in the seed starting series. I know. Now, it's not going to be my last video. It's just going to be the last video in this series, because, y'all, we're 2 weeks before the last frost date. So next week will be like a week before the last frost date. You're not really starting any seeds the week before the last frost date. Like, that has to be the week before the last frost date, right? I'll still be starting seeds next week, and I'll still turn on the camera, and we'll still talk and cut up like we normally do. But in terms of this series, this is going to be the last video in this seed starting series. So if you're brand new here and you're wondering, what am I talking about? First, let me just tell you, I'm in Tennessee, in the state of Tennessee, in the zone 7B. And we live on about 75 plus acres of land. We have gardening in a high tunnel that you're going to see today. We also have an outside garden, and then we have some raised beds behind our house. And so for the last 10 weeks, I started a seed starting playlist. I'll pop it up here, where literally I started seeds with you every single week. Every single week we started seeds, and I did a video about it. And the purpose of that was to help encourage, inspire, motivate, especially a beginner gardener that has never started seeds. It was designed to help you learn how to start seeds, know what to start when, and also to see the progress along the way. Many people are intimidated by starting seeds, and so what they're doing is that they're buying transplants. And y'all, I don't know how big your garden is, but I cannot afford to buy transplants for the big growing spaces that I have. So it was really incumbent upon me to learn and to perfect the master of starting seeds. And by God's grace, I have learned how to do that. Now, is there more to learn? Always more to learn. But I will tell you that I am starting at least 95 to 99% of all the seeds that will be grown in my garden. I will still buy a few transplants that either A, I tried and I did not have success, or B, maybe a variety that I see that I want in my garden, or some extra that maybe I didn't plant enough of. Those will be the main scenarios where I will buy transplants, or just I see it and I want it, because that's what every gardener does, right? We never have enough seeds. We never have enough plants. But the majority of my garden will be planted by seeds that we started. I have started thousands of seeds over the last 2 months. And so every week we did a video. And so if you are behind me in a zone where maybe you still have 4 weeks before your last frost date, you may have 5 weeks before your last frost date, you can go back and watch those videos and see what should you be starting at 4 weeks, at 5 weeks, at 6 weeks, whatever the case may be. Also, there are in the playlist, there are videos about how to order seeds, how to organize. So one of the things, as we start seeds every week, we have been very intentional about which seeds that we start. We're not just starting everything at one time, and we're not just saying, oh, today, let's start some squash. No, it is very intentional. And so I encourage you, if you need help with starting seeds and knowing what to start when, go back and watch those videos. If you are already ahead of me, then your hands are probably in the soil as we speak. I may be in your ear while you plant your own garden. Hey, I'm right on your heels. And if you are in my zone, in zone 7, then you are right with me, and you know that our estimated last frost date is April the 20th, which is just 2 weeks away. Now, for me, I always, even though April 20th may come and go, I always look at the 10-day forecast to make sure that there is not going to be any cold nights dipping down after April the 20th. But if not, are you safe to plant on April the 20th? You are. It's a personal preference. Some people wait 2 weeks after that, and that's perfectly fine. Now, for me, I will start planting things in my high tunnel definitely by April the 20th, if not before. right? I will be planting some stuff before because I have a high tunnel. I'm willing to take the risk on some things. And if nothing else, again, I've looked at my 10-day forecast from this point, and from this point, there's no more freezing days. There are some days where the lows are like 40 degrees. I'm willing to take a risk in my high tunnel at 40 degrees. But that's not what this video is about. Today, it's about what are we starting 2 weeks before the last frost date. So one of the things that I do each and every week is not only do you and I start seeds together, I also show you the progress from the seeds that we started together last week. That way you can see what the seedlings look like, how quickly they germinated, to see if you're on track. So I'm going to insert that footage right here. You're going to see the seeds that you and I started together just last week. And I have a little bonus content for you. I'm going to show you what a lot of the seedlings are looking like that you haven't seen in a few weeks. So take a look. Okay, guys, these are the seeds that we started last week. So remember, we just did one tray of cucumbers and watermelon. So you can see germination, not so great. So on the cucumbers, they finally start showing up. These first 3 rows are cucumbers, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 out of 12. That's not too bad. Actually, this 4th row here is cucumbers as well, and there's 1 in there. So that's about 10 out of 16. So not the greatest. But on our watermelons, nothing has germinated. These last 4 are all watermelons, and nothing has germinated. I don't remember from last year that watermelons took this long. I looked it up. It says 7 to 10 days. So this is day 6 or 7, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just say it's day 7. So we're going to give it 3 more days and see what happens. But I don't remember it taking this long. But we'll give it the time and see what happens. But as you can see, that's how germination looks this week. Other news, I thought I'd let you see how the rest of the seedlings are doing. I've brought a lot of them outside today just to get some sun. And also in the process, they do harden off, so to speak, just because they're outside in the sun. But look at that sea of basil. You can see how all the little seedlings are doing. I'll just keep moving back up. You can see how they're all faring. So that's that side. And then when we go over here to this side, I just have them like all up on my ledge. Tomatoes, more tomatoes, and then peppers are looking good. So they're all out here getting some sun. The wind is blowing through their leaves, which helps harden them off. So side 1 and then side 2. So, and then I have some on the back side of the house, and then of course still some on the seedling tray. So overall, that's how things are looking. The ones in the back of the house, these are the ones that's that are in the sunroom. So this is closest to the back of the house. So it's easy for me to just bring them out here when the weather is nice, and then just take a hose and water them instead of bringing them in the house or trying to spray them. I can get them really good. So you can see all, that's peppers, that's tomatoes that are smaller, and then these are the tomatoes that are bigger, and then more peppers that are smaller that's coming up, and then that's just some flowers. You can see that I've started planting some flowers in my GREENSTALK, just a few, not many. And then here's the GREENSTALK with our strawberries. Look at that big old bumblebee. Oh, let's see if you can see him. You see him? Look at that. And then you can see we have flowers already. Okay, so you guys can see we only did one tray last week. We did watermelon, and we did cucumbers. You can see the cucumbers said, okay, we're gonna come to the party. The watermelons are like, I'm not sure. I don't know you like that. I don't know if I want to come to the party. I know one thing, I'm about to pray over these watermelon seeds, and they're gonna germinate. I guarantee you next week when I pop this camera on, I'm gonna have me some watermelon seeds. I claim that. So, but we're going to start more watermelon seeds today. But I don't know what happened with the watermelon seeds. Maybe it's just going to take the full 10 days. Maybe so. We're going to see what happens, but we're going to start some more today. But you can also see how great my other seedlings are looking. Y'all, we busting at the seams in the house. I shouldn't say that, because I do still have space with my new shelf in the sunroom. I still have some space, but the one in the house, it is maxed out with 16 trays, top to bottom. And my husband has to do some moving around and adjusting the shelf height so that some of them can fit with the lights, because they are tall and beautiful, and they're ready to be planted. So cannot wait to put some stuff in the ground. But let's talk about what we're going to start today. So today, let's go ahead and go inside the tunnel and talk about what we're starting today. And also today is going to be what I call like a makeup day. So I did this around, I think, the 5-week video, where I kind of took inventory of what do I have right now, and where do I have holes or gaps, or what am I lacking, right? And so I would encourage you, this is, especially if you're in my zone or behind me, this is a good time to take inventory of where you are versus where you want to be. Meaning, how many seeds do you have? How many of your plants are looking good, great, healthy, versus you may have lost some, you killed some died on their own, and you may need to start some more. This is a good time to take inventory and do what I call like some makeup seed starting. So we will be doing some of that today as well. But the number one crop that we are starting today is sunflowers. That is the crop that we're starting today that we have not started yet, are sunflowers. You guys know I love flowers. And even if you don't love flowers, I encourage you to have flowers in your garden. The pollinators will love you for it. You need the pollination in your garden. It's a great companion plant. And if you've never done flowers before, sunflowers and zinnias are the two that I would recommend, are some of the easiest ones. I would say sunflower is the easiest. It germinates very quickly. It grows very, very fast. Can you direct sow it? Yes, you can. But today we're going to actually start some sunflower seeds. So let's go in the tunnel and let's talk about which varieties we're going to start. Okay, guys, we are going to go in the tunnel. But y'all, it's hot in there. It's like 99 degrees. So I'm trying to see if it'll bleed off some heat. And we're going to talk about the varieties we're starting out here, and then we're going to go in. I did get the tray ready and all that stuff, but let's talk about these sunflowers that we are going to do. Okay, so for sunflowers, we're going to start the Pro Cut Orange, which is from Johnny's. It's your traditional, I would say a traditional looking sunflower. I'll try to remember to pop a picture up here. So a lot of the sunflowers that I am starting, I want to do, the Pro Cut is a single stem sunflower. So you have single stem sunflowers, and you also have branching sunflowers. A lot of what I want to do are single stem, because I can use them for cut flowers in my house. And then those that are what we call pollen-less, so they're not going to drop pollen everywhere. So it's great if you're going to use it for like a cut flower. If you want some of the ones that's really big and has multiple branches, then that's a branching sunflower. But anything Pro Cut is going to be like a single stem. So the Pro Cut Orange is one that I'm doing. Also, this is a dwarf sunflower. It's called the Firecracker from Johnny's. I'm doing that one. I'm doing one called the Goldie Honey Bear. You can see the picture of that one. And then this one is, this is a branching one, but it's called the Sunflower Dwarf. So it's not as big. Elves Blend. You can see what it looks like there. I've done this one before called Drop Dead Red. It is beautiful in the garden. And so the ones that are tall and branching, I usually put in my outside garden at the edge of each row. So that way it's kind of like a backdrop, so to speak. So that is one that is really, really pretty. And then this is a new one. It's called Chocolate Cherry from Baker's Creek. I'm going to try a couple of those to see what it looks like. So those are the ones that I'm starting today. You can see that for today, I'm going with more traditional yellow sunflowers. In the past, I have done one called Plum, which is beautiful. I have done Autumn Sunset, which is like an orangey rust color. And I have done like the Vanilla Ice and the Pro Cut White Lily and White Night, which are more of the white ones. So this year, I'm trying a little bit something different and doing more of the yellows in the sunflower. So we're going to go ahead and get those started. And then also, I have set up my 6-cell blocks, so there's 72 on a tray. I'm going to do half sunflowers, and the rest I'm going to do in zinnias. I need more zinnias because remember 50% of my zinnias did not germinate, and so I'm going to do more today. So half of the tray will be sunflowers, half of the tray will be zinnias. The new zinnias I'm going to start, I will show you at the end once I get them in there. Okay guys, that tray is done. So let me show you what type of zinnias that I did. So I did the Northern Lights, which I did that the last time, Polar Bear, Oklahoma Salmon, Dawn Creek Honey. All of those I did the last time. Here are the two new ones that I did. I did the Quinny Formula Mix, which they have Quinny Lime, Quinny Peach. I don't remember all the different colors, but this is a mix of all the colors from Johnny's. And then I did Cinderella Peach, which is a new one. So we got some new ones in there. And for those that I had done before where the seeds were old, I double seeded. So hopefully we should have some good germination. So we have 36 sunflowers, 36 zinnias. The flowers are good to go. So in terms of what to start 2 weeks before, you can start your sunflowers. Obviously you could do your zinnias too, because zinnias are 2 to 4 weeks before. You could do squash, you could do cucumbers, you could be doing your zucchini, definitely. You could be doing your okra and your corn. So all of those things are fair game at the 2 week mark. But this is the only thing for me that I had not done yet was the sunflowers. So we are done with that. So now I'm just going to do what I call some makeup seeding. So I'm going to get me another tray and I'm going to do more squash, more zucchini, and more cucumbers. And we're going to try the okra again. Now, a lot of you commented on my post about the okra and suggested that I soak the seeds. So I have soaked the seeds. These are the seeds. I'm going to plant those. But then I also bought a new kind of okra to try from Johnny's called jambalaya. So we're going to get ready and do that next. So I did take your suggestion. I've never soaked my okra seeds before and I've always had good germination, but I went ahead and soaked these since they were older and we'll see what happens. But we're going to compare them with some Johnny seeds that are not soaked. And on the Johnny seeds, it has 98% germination. So hopefully they should germinate. So let me get my next tray ready and I'll come back. Okay guys, so we're going to start what I call the makeup seeds. I'm just redoing some stuff. So first I'm starting off with okra. So I have 2 rows of the jambalaya okra. And let me show you, I'm using the Bootstrap Farmers 2.5 inch pots, 32 in a tray. So I'm doing 2 rows of the jambalaya, which is a okra from Johnny Seed. I think it's a hybrid. And then I'm doing the Clemson, which is a traditional Clemson spineless okra, 2 rows of that. And then I have 2 rows of the Tempest yellow squash and then 2 rows of the dark green zucchini. So hopefully that'll give us more squash and more zucchini. So we're going to go ahead and do this tray. And then after that, I'm going to do some more watermelon since none of mine have germinated, but just to kind of get us making sure that we have some. So let me go ahead and do this tray and then we'll move on to the watermelon. Okay guys, that tray is done really quick. Of course, it goes really fast when the seeds are bigger. You don't have to worry about, trying to separate little minuscule seeds. You can do it pretty fast because the seeds are big. So that tray is done. Now, I'm gonna have to see if I can scrounge up another tray to do my watermelons. Y'all, I'm out of trays. The 10-20 trays. Let me see if I can find one. Okay, I found a tray I'm gonna up pot these zinnias. So this is the tray of zinnias that we did, let's say 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I think we did it at 5 weeks. I can't remember, but remember we had 50% germination. So I'm gonna go ahead and up pot these. So that way I'll have this 10-20 tray. So multi-purpose. So let me, yeah, okay, I'm gonna up pot these, I think in some 2.5 inch Bootstrap Farmer trays, because I'm not quite ready to put these out, and then find a place to put those, but then I'll have me a 10-20 tray to do more stuff with. At this stage of the game, y'all, I am finagling as best I can because I'm not buying any more 10-20 trays, at least not right now. I'll get some more next year because obviously I need a few more. If I had like 5 more, I'd probably be to the good, but we're 2 weeks out. Half of this stuff is going to be planted. Not half, the majority of it is about to be planted, so we're just going to roll with what we have and finagle the best that we can. So let me see how many zinnias I have, and then I still got to find a place for them to go. So let me get busy up potting these. Okay guys, got it done. This is a tray of watermelon, cucumber, and corn. And then I finished up potting the zinnias. It didn't quite work out the way I thought. Meaning I thought it was gonna give me another tray, but I had more zinnias than I thought. This is a whole tray of zinnias right here. And I had to put some over there. So that didn't yield me a tray, but then I found one more tray in my tunnel. This is absolutely the last 10-20 tray that I have. I don't have any more empty 10-20 trays. So the only way I can start more seeds is either they're not gonna have a bottom, which is not a good idea. I do have some other trays that have the mesh. It's just that means if I use those when I water, the water's gonna fall through. I don't trust myself to remember that. So yeah, it is hot out here, y'all, in this tunnel. But we got it done. I got my makeup seeds done. I got my zinnias up potted. And then we already started our other seeds that we've already talked about. So the sunflowers, and what else did we do? I don't remember. It's just like that. Now, let me tell you guys this so I don't forget. So comment below and say, Barbara, did you go back and do your sugar baby? Excuse me. I made a row for the sugar baby watermelons and realized I had used the last pack of seeds that I had out here in the tunnel. I know that I have more in the house. I did not want to stop my stride to go in the house and get them. I did the tray of everything else. So everything else actually has a seed in it except this row of sugar baby. So my goal is that I'll just, when I take the tray to the house tonight, is that I'll pop those seeds in there, water it in, and it should be fine. But y'all, make sure I remember, okay? Somebody just put down in a comment, girl, did you do your watermelon? And if one person does it and I say yes, then y'all know I'm to the good. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Y'all, we are so close. Do not give up. Be encouraged, because all of the hard work that we have put in from February until now, we are about to put our hands in the ground, put our plants in the ground that we self-started ourselves. There's nothing greater than to start a seed and to see it all the way throughout the season yield fruit. Now, if you've had to buy transplants, there is no judgment, there is no shame. I'm just as excited for you as I am for those who started their own seeds. Either way, we are close to putting seeds in the ground, and I pray that all of us will reap a bountiful, abundant harvest. Let me know what's going on in your gardens. Let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you're ready to plant, if you're excited, if you've already planted, if you've had successes, if you've had failures. Tell me all the tea. I want to know all of it. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting on? Go ahead and click the subscribe button and be a part of this family. We are growing. We are learning together. Remember, gardening is a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.